Hello guys, what's up? Yeah, so today I'm gonna take time to explain the whole process when it comes to mixing. Okay, so this is a beat that I just made. Okay, nothing, it's not so much busy. Okay, it's just I'm going to take time to break down everything so that we get to understand, because sometimes in music what happens is that you can come up with a very good sound, a very nice beat, but at the end of the day you find that because of poor mixing, you find that everything that you've made, it won't really grow up things together. So when you've made a nice beat, at the end of the day it has to be mixed properly. So I'm gonna take time to break down every process to make a great beat sound good. So I'm going to play it again so that you can go through and feel the beat, you understand? Okay. Sorry for that. Yeah. So what's happening is that I'm not having a very good PC, so it's trying to eat up my processor. Okay, so I won't take much time. Let me come where it's a little bit where there's a chorus here so that you get to hear what it sounds like. Okay, so this is the chorus part. Yeah. Okay. Then the other part is this is just verse. So this is the verse, and let me move it a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's it, guys. Let me now break down the whole process. Okay. Like as it is, this bit I mixed part of it. Okay. Let me say the whole bit I mixed it. Yeah. The only thing which is remaining here is to master the speed. Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing which is remaining. As you can see, I'm picking around negative 5. Okay, and if you look at here, it's about negative 20. Okay, so let me explain something here. So first thing first, you're going to start with your drum set. Okay, for example, this is a loop. Okay, but every single step that I'm going to take, it will be probably the same. The way we would apply your the whole thing on the drum set, the kick, the snare, and everything is almost similar, but you just have to tweak one or two things for things to be matched. Okay, so here, this is my drum set. Okay, this is my drum set. I'm gonna play it. Okay, let me just let me loop the busiest part here so that you. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so this is just the loop. Okay, but the whole thing, it will just be the same when it comes to. Okay, so for example, I'm going to focus on the drum set only. Okay guys, this is the drum set. Okay, so if you look at the drum set, what it's doing, if you get the span and you see how it is behaving, you'll find that it is look, it is somewhere, it is peaking around negative 8. Okay, the reason for this is that I've reduced the gain. The whole process is and gain staging. So this knob here where it says volume, as you can see, this is about 48%. So the whole process here is to make sure that the sound, as it goes to the mixer, it is not too loud such that we don't have headroom. So what we're trying to do here is to create headroom for our mix so that we've got enough space for us to go and do the mastering. So on this stage, we're trying to make sure that everything as it is coming into the mixer, it has a very good volume. Okay, so in this stage, what we are going to do, we are going to make sure that this drum set, it hits around -8. It depends with the type of genre that you are doing, but for me this one is a little bit loud. So what happens here is I'm trying to make everything to create space for other instruments to come in as well. So as you can see, this is about -8. Okay, if you get to play, you see how it is. It is -8. Now I've got another meter that I like using. So as you can see here, I have got a Moffat. Okay, this I'm going to explain this as well. So I'm going to take a little bit of some time so that you get the whole concept, what I'm trying to explain here. Mixing, it is the most essential part of music production, because this is where we put things in order. So for example, yeah, I've got another VU meter that I use, MV. Okay, no, okay, not this one. Let me try to look for another one. Okay, where's the, okay, this one. So it's my favorite as well. Okay, so sometimes I like using both. Sometimes this one, the VU MT Deluxe, this is the meter. Okay, so if you get to see, it is hitting somewhere around -8. Why I've done this is because I want this drum set to create a bit of space. So you have to make sure that as you come on your drum set, you have to make sure that you've got room for other instruments to come in. So in this stage, if I were to turn on the keys, these are the keys, guys. Okay, so if I was to turn on, if you see how I've again staged the chords, that's the sound. Let me look for the sound. Sorry guys, you know. Okay, so let me, if you check, look. Okay, look at this. The whole point is on this. Okay, I've made sure that I've again staged such that when this sound comes in, it is coming in at, before I touch this fader. You understand? I'm making sure that this sound has it, before I adjust for it not to compete with the drums. What happens if you get to see on the meter, if I get to pick this one only, you see it is hitting somewhere around -6. Okay, -6, this would be somewhere here. Okay, somewhere around 12 here. Okay, so you have to make sure, I have to make sure that even when I'm mixing it, so for example it's a kick. Okay, let's say I'm mixing a kick, I'm trying to get the levels. I'll make sure that I gain stage so that I've got enough headroom. For example, starting here from 12 up there, that will be the space that I'm going to have for my mastering. So in this stage, I'm trying to put things in order so that as I begin to match the levels, I have to bring these things down so that at the end of the day, I'm giving enough room. Okay, so in this case, after making sure that this is hitting around -6, okay, it's not competing with the drum, at the end of the day I have to adjust here. Okay, I have to adjust to match the levels of the drum set so that we group things together. So you find that when these two are playing, it will hit still somewhere. If you see, this is what is happening. It will hit somewhere around, okay, it's not too loud. No, this is why I like using span. You've seen. So span is going to show you on the peak here that after turning on your chords, this sound, it is coming somewhere around -6. Okay, this is now we are going to use the same formula to introduce other sounds. Okay, so in this case you'll be just doing that. For example, if you want to, let's say you want to put in, you want to spice up these reverbs and the other things, you are going to, for example, let me put an EQ. I demonstrate one thing. Okay, so if you are to come on let's say for example I want to EQ, mind you, you gain stage to create enough headroom about -6. It will be somewhere -12 here. So if you play this, for example, if I put things up, post a bit of some things, for example, sorry, boost up things, okay, if I boost up things here, for example, if I surpass the 12 here, it means that the output, I have to bring it to the normal output at the end of the day. So I have to make sure that things are not so much at the end of the day. Even if I boost things, I have to control everything so that I have got enough headroom. You don't abuse anything, okay. And one other thing is that as you are trying to come to this level, it means it's going to give enough space for these plugins to work perfectly, because if the volume is too, you won't even understand the difference what you're trying to achieve. So you are going to make sure that everything that you are doing is not going above, because it's going to make the whole process of mastering not to be so perfect, okay. So I hope you understand. This is the same thing, this is the same process I did, okay. You have to make sure you gain stage, you use this knob here. This knob is perfectly for gain staging, okay. You gain stage here, you make sure that the sound is going into the mix at about around negative around 12. Then on the volume meter it will show you about -6, okay. So the whole process, and you also apply panning, you have to make sure. But the first stage is gain staging. When you gain stage, at the end of the day, you match things up, as you can see. So this I will not touch anything here, because I've got enough room. As you can see here, it's hitting around 9, because this is the combination of the whole group, okay. So this is what I'm trying to explain, guys, the whole process. What I've done here is what I'll do as well as on this one, on this sound, okay. Same thing to this sound as well, okay. You've seen this is what I played, you've seen, okay. So this is the whole thing. So what happens here is the same thing as well. I'll make sure I push the sound to the mixer, okay. If the sound comes here, if you check on my the meter, you find that if I reset this, for example, okay, let me reset this and just check what is happening here, okay. You've seen it is hitting somewhere around -12, if you get to see here, before I push it down to match the level of the drum set, so that everything stands out perfectly. And the other thing that you have to know is that as you are making as you are doing mixing, you should have at least a better set of headsets on, not headset as per se, but even monitoring. But you need to stick to the rule, guys. For this to work out very well, you need to put things at the right levels, because it's gonna ruin your mix, okay. I've been making mistakes until at a certain time I came to understand this, okay. It's the same thing as any sound comes in. I have to make sure that before it goes out to this, I have to make sure that when it is here, before I touch this fader, I have to make sure that the sound is not surpassing this -12, okay. This is the whole thing. So everything that you hear in this sound, this is how it is behaving, okay. This is how it is behaving. Then everything, if you were to play everything, this is how everything is being put together, okay. Yeah, so that's the whole process, guys. What I'm trying to explain here is that the same rule applies everywhere. It's the same, nothing gets to everything, even the best, everything. But on the, for example, if you have got the bass line, okay, so for example, you have to make sure that your sound, most of the time, it is panned to mono, okay. So that's it, guys. That's the whole process. I'm going to break it down further.